Preparations are underway for a face-to-face meeting between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in the coming weeks. The announcement from Moscow follows recent discussions by American and Russian officials on ending the war in Ukraine.
Now, news of the possible leaders' meetings comes on the eve of the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Well, early this morning I spoke to MP for the Odessa region in the southwest of Ukraine. His name is Oleksiy Goncharenko, and asked if he'd thought the war would have lasted this long.
When we're speaking about the war, we need to say that the war started in 2014. So it's already 11 years of the war, with the Russian annexation of Crimea and part of eastern Ukraine, Donbass. But the full-scale invasion started 3 years ago, and at the beginning I thought that it would not last more than several months. But we have what we have. It's already 3 years, and we continue to fight.
Oleksiy, your city was attacked by Russian drones this week. We saw that residents were without power. I can imagine that this is a regular occurrence. How are Odessa residents feeling about this conflict 3 years on?
Right now, Odessa is under attack. Iranian drones, Shaheeds, are attacking our city. That's happening right now. It's difficult. It's cold now here. It was -8 Celsius this morning. Part of the city is without electricity, without heating. So it's really painful. Russia is doing everything to make Ukrainians suffer. That is their war playbook, unfortunately. So I could say we got used to this, but probably it's impossible to get used to things like this.
Now, the US and Russia seem to be entering into talks to end the conflict, and they seem to be doing this without Kyiv's involvement. In fact, President Donald Trump had said that President Zelensky should have made a peace deal a long time ago. Do you think Kyiv has missed an opportunity to end the conflict on its terms?
You know, I want to be very cautious commenting all what's happened in last weeks, because many things which I hear now, I really don't like them. But we need the United States as our ally. It's a super important question for us. So, and we want peace more than anybody else in the world, because we're dying every day. So do I want to see Ukraine at the negotiation table? Yes. But if we're not there, then we need to be very clear about what are our red lines. And then we will hope that President Trump will act in line with these red lines. If not, if the deal will not be in these lines, in this case, we will reject this deal, because it's not American soldiers who are fighting, it's Ukrainian soldiers are fighting, and it's not American land, it's our land.
It does seem at this stage that Kyiv is being cornered into accepting some sort of a deal by the US and Russia. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks or so. But as you say, Ukrainians want peace. What are they willing to sacrifice in order to end this conflict?
I think our red lines should be next. We are an independent state, and I think we proved our independence to the whole world. Second thing is territorial integrity. Unfortunately, it looks like that our territorial integrity will not be at place for some time, and Russia will occupy our territories, part of our territories, for some time. But we will never accept that these territories are Russian. They are not. This is Ukraine, and sooner or later, this Russian empire, the last colonial empire in Europe, will fall apart, and we will regain control over our territories.
You know, there's also a push by US officials for President Zelensky to hold elections, and of course he hasn't been able to because of the war. How do Ukrainians rate their leader now?
I'm not a fan and supporter of President Zelensky, and I think after end of the war, my personal thought for him, the best thing will be not to run again. By the way, when he ran in 2019, he said that he's coming just for one term. But despite this, I want to assure you that I consider him to be legitimate president of Ukraine. We can't have elections now, and we don't have elections not because we're not democracy, but because it's physically impossible in Ukraine. Martial law also forbids this, but okay, the law can be changed. But physically impossible to have elections when missiles and drones are falling on your head. In the United Kingdom, there were no elections between 1935 and 1945, and it's clear why. And nobody called them a dictatorship. So that's something we should all remember.
That's Oleksiy Goncharenko there from the Odessa region in the southwest of Ukraine.